Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and we are coming up on the start of the Steam Spring Sale that I know a lot of you guys might not be as excited for as some of the major sales like a winter sale or a summer sale, but it's still gonna be a sale that I think once it goes live, people are gonna get excited about, because it seems like this always happens with the spring sale and the autumn sale in particular, that people really don't know what to expect, and it turns out to be a lot bigger than they expect, and then they're like, oh, time to buy some stuff. So I'm gonna go over some of my tips for you guys to survive the spring sale, quote unquote. I don't think you guys need that much help in surviving, but these videos are typically a little bit samey, but there's always a new audience that ends up checking them out, and it's a good refresher. Always keep, I feel like, my advice when it comes to the Steam sale in mind. I'm not trying to be a martyr or, you know, the be-all, end-all in surviving these Steam sales, but I have been participating, so to speak, in the Steam sales, going back to the summer sale of 2012, I believe it was. God, I am getting old these days, but 12 years of experience and being around the block with these Steam sales and covering them, you know, on and off. I've had better periods where the coverage has been a lot better, but recently speaking, I've been doing a pretty good job of covering all these sales. So, got 6 tips to go over. Let's get right into it. Number 1, this is already something I mentioned, but this is a bigger sale than you would expect. Again, when you talk about Steam sales, it's always about the summer sale, it's always about the winter sale, and those sales are gargantuan. Those sales are hyped up, and they are 2 weeks long versus the week or so, and the spring sale will be a week, tomorrow kicking off March 14th until March the 21st, and, you know, it is a smaller duration, but that doesn't mean there's a far smaller quantity of sales. Is there a smaller quantity? I guess, but it's still literally like every major publisher having major deals running, and some of those publishers are already running deals right now. I believe Bandai Namco and Capcom are 2 publishers that are running deals right now, but you're gonna have the From Software games on sale. If you want to pick up Sekiro, this is going to be the opportunity to do so, and it's going to be all the major games going on sale. EA titles, I know everybody loves EA, Ubisoft, everybody's favorite publisher there as well. You guys know I love Ubisoft Connect more than I love myself. I love me some WB games, please, more microtransactions. I cannot have enough microtransactions. Suicide Squad Deluxe Edition probably going to be on sale. Please spend $60 on it, guys, and then spend your bank account on the microtransactions as well, but nonetheless, that diatribe over. There's gonna be a lot of games that do go on sale, and it's gonna be a plethora of deals, so do be going into it expecting a sizable sale. It's just gonna be a shorter sale, but that doesn't mean the quantity of deals isn't gonna be pretty massive. Oh, it is. Number 2, for me, somebody that looks at the upcoming schedule of games, and this year I am really trying my best, you know, given that I do make content on YouTube, I'm trying to be up to date with all the major game releases and really giving every major game that comes out this year at least a chance, or ideally an entire playthrough. That gets a little bit difficult when you've got like 50 million RPGs coming out back to back, but I've played all of them, haven't completed all of them, but I am hoping to complete all of them. And if you're like me, and you look at the upcoming schedule of games, February was stacked, March is stacked with the upcoming releases of Dragon's Dogma 2 and Horizon Forbidden West, but as we get into April, May, and June, the calendar right now is looking to be a little bit quiet. So if you're the kind of person where you look ahead and you try to play a lot of these new releases, like for me, April, May, June looks kind of quiet. April, I'm definitely excited for Yun Chronicle 100 Heroes. I'll play Stellar Blade on PS5. May, obviously, we have Ghosts of Tsushima. Outside of that, June does have some titles like SMT5 as well as Destiny 2 The Final Shape, if you're into that. There's certainly some titles to check out, but it's a far more quiet period for me than what January and February were, especially that early February period. Now, you know, as far as upcoming games and how excited you're gonna be for the upcoming games, that's all subjective. For me, like, Destiny 2 The Final Shape doesn't do anything for me, but if you're a hardcore Destiny player, you're gonna be playing that non-stop. But look at the upcoming calendar of games. If you're the type of person that likes to pick up the new releases that really interest you, look at the calendar. Are you going to be able to put time into these games that you're gonna buy? Or, if you're a big JRPG player in April, are you gonna pivot to a Yun Chronicle 100 Heroes? March, literally right after the spring sale ends, so keep that in mind. Dogma Dogma 2 as well as Horizon Forbidden West are dropping. I'll be playing both of those games, so does it make a lot of sense for me, if you're in my position, to be buying a lot of games during the spring sale if I'm going to be busy with 2 open world action RPGs? And I know a lot of you guys are in that same boat where you might be picking up Forbidden West and Dragon's Dogma 2. Just think about that for a second. Now, if you're the kind of person where you buy none of the new releases, and you want to have some new games to play during that period because you're not going to pick up any of those games, then by all means, there's going to be a lot of games that will go on sale. But look at the upcoming calendar, especially as we end up in March and we wrap up March. If you're picking up Dogma 2 and Horizon Forbidden West, let's say you buy like Persona 4, like bro, you really want to cycle in another lengthy JRPG in there alongside Dogma 2 and Horizon Forbidden West if you're picking both of those up? Probably not the best idea, so just keep that in mind. And with Dogma 2, Forbidden West, and these games coming up, and your backlog as it exists already, just think about it. By the time you finish those games, the summer sale is about to start. Yes, it's 3 months away, but the games I just mentioned are lengthy games. And then if you're going to pick up Ghost of Tsushima in May as well, just think about these things, that the sales are occurring all the time. That if you do buy something right now, try to get it in and try to play it, because it's just going to go on sale again and potentially for an even cheaper price point. And that brings me up to tip 3, which is so paramount, which is so critical to these sales. Anything expensive you buy, that being, if it's only 50% off and it's not more than 50% off, that I deem to be expensive should be bought with the intention of being played as soon as possible, if not immediately, because you buy something, let's say a Star Wars Jedi Survivor, let's say that game was like 55% off or something like that, and it's like $31.50, I believe that's like the going price, but alright, you buy Jedi Survivor, love that game, abomination of a PC port aside, but you buy that game for $31.50, okay, you spend $31.50 on it, oh, Horizon's out, oh, Dragon's Dogma 2's out, well, Star Wars, you hit the back of the backlog right now, and we're gonna be playing Horizon and Dragon's Dogma 2. All of a sudden, you're playing those games. 3 months go by, because months go by quicker and quicker these days, and the summer sale starts. Oh, all of a sudden, Jedi Survivor is 70% off, and you're getting an even bigger discount on it. Oh, by the way, Jedi Survivor is also now in the EA Access subscription service, so you just wasted $31, and you could have played the game for a lot cheaper. That is one isolated example. I don't know if that's going to end up happening, but you have no risk in waiting until the summer sale if you're not going to get to the game anyway. There's no risk in waiting a couple more months. Jedi Survivor might be cheaper. If you're picking up Last of Us Part 1, well, I don't know why I keep picking these terrible PC ports, but that's what we do. I just keep getting suckered by these companies to continue to promote these bad PC ports, but Last of Us Part 1, to be fair, is pretty great now. Let's say that's 33% off, because Sony can't give us some damn good discounts, but that's 33% off for $40. Oh, you buy that game? Oh, all these other games come out. Part 1, Last of Us Part 1 goes to the back of the backlog. All of a sudden, summer sale, it's 50% off. You guys get what I'm saying? That's a pretty typical thing, and you would be so... I've done this so many times that it's pretty egregious. I'm pretty sure there are games in my library that I spent $50 or $60 on like 10 years ago. I don't even remember spending $50 or $60 on them, and I still haven't played them. I swear to you guys, those games exist in my library, and it's absolutely embarrassing that that is the case. But what can you do, you know? Sometimes the trigger finger being like, oh my god, the game's discounted 20%, it just came out, I gotta buy it, I gotta have it in my library. Yeah, I'm a sucker, just like some of you guys might be suckers. We've all been there, but I'm trying to help you guys save as much money as possible, so keep that in mind. Number 4. Check out GMG, Green Man Gaming, great friend of the channel, Games Planet, Humble for cheaper deals, Humble bundles. Bro, you buy Neo 2 on this sale, anybody that buys Neo 2 on this sale should be slapped, given that it's on Humble Choice right now, and we know Neo 2 is going to be some egregious price point, like $30, when you could get Neo 2 and all these other games for $12, but you're damn right there's going to be people that buy Neo 2 for $30 because they're like, oh my god, the game's on sale. But you could just go to Humble Choice and get it for $12 and get some other games on top of that. But you guys already get the deal. The only thing with GMG, Games Planet, Humble is, of course, no refunds, no Steam refunds. So if you are into utilizing Steam refunds, that is a little bit of a bummer. So keep that in mind. That brings me to tip number 5. Utilize Steam refunds. Guys, we live in a world where there's a lot of awful PC ports. There's a lot of games coming out that, yes, some people really enjoy, but other people don't enjoy. You might pick up a game like Baldur's Gate 3. It'll probably be 10 to 15% off, and you might play the game, and you might be like, you know what? As great as Baldur's Gate 3 is from a reception standpoint, not my cup of tea. Refund the game if you're under that 2-hour window, which, let's be real, 2 hours will get you to experience nothing of Baldur's Gate 3, but I offer that to you guys as an example. Not only that, if you buy a Star Wars Jedi Survivor, if you buy a Last of Us Part 1, and the PC performance is not up to snuff, it is not up to your expectations, refund that sucker and you'll get your money back, and you'll be good to go. It's just a good opportunity to utilize Steam refunds, and you'd be surprised how many people don't even know Steam refunds exist. People that discover Steam refunds are a thing, they're like, holy hell, this opens up a world of possibilities on Steam. I remember that one of my boys suckered another one of my boys into buying Elden Ring just because, you know, the hype was so crazy, and my boy that bought Elden Ring, I knew he wasn't gonna like that game. Like, I just knew. He was just like, oh my god, Elden Ring, it's getting hyped up, I gotta buy it, and then he bought it, and then he ended up hating the game. It's just not his cup of tea, it's not gonna be everybody's cup of tea, and that man didn't even know about Steam refunds, and when I told him about Steam refunds, he was just like, oh man, this is crazy. He refunded that sucker, and the description he wrote for why he was refunding the game was tremendous. It was like, I am not built to play Elden Ring, was legitimately his reasoning to refund the game. And guess what? He got the damn refund, because Steam, as long as you're under that threshold, as long as you're under that window, they're gonna give you the damn refund, unless you abuse the system. But honestly, I've never talked to anybody that's abused the system to the point where they cannot utilize Steam refunds. Like, you gotta be doing some wild stuff if you're abusing the system that badly. Final tip, tip number 6, it's okay to not buy anything, guys. I know the 50% off, the 75% off, the 85% off, that's what gets me, man. If it's 85 or 90% off, sometimes you just lose control. Sometimes, like, the debit card's in your hand and you're not even thinking and you're just typing in the information because, like, you're like, bro, 85% off, $2.99? Like, you know how much stupid things I bought with $2.99? Like, it's crazy, but you know, it's okay to not buy anything. Like, what are you doing at the end of the day? You're just adding more of an abundance to the backlog that you're never gonna complete anyway. Do you really need to make that backlog even bigger? I know some of you guys like me, you have like 1,000 games. No hyperbole. 1,000 games in your backlog. It ain't ever getting finished. We have a finite amount of time of being on this planet, and you ain't completing 1,000 games in that time. Like, it just ain't happening. So, like, you know, it's okay not to buy anything. Do you really need to buy a copy of, I don't know, Enslaved Odyssey to the West, like a game that I rave about? Do you really need to add that to your backlog? Even though I rave about it, we damn well know that you're not gonna sit down on some random Wednesday and be like, oh, you know what game I gotta play? Enslaved Odyssey to the West. Well, that you should be doing that, but I digress. A lot of you won't be doing that. So, like, is buying Enslaved Odyssey to the West really gonna offer you any benefit to your life? Probably not, but guess what? Is Enslaved Odyssey to the West gonna be in my best Steam Spring Sale game deals under $5? Oh, you damn right it is! So, like, yo, some of you guys are gonna end up buying it anyway, which, you know, good for you. But a lot of you guys don't need to be buying it, is what I'm saying, and you don't need to be buying anything, but that'll do it for me. Again, the spring sale will be kicking off tomorrow. I always like to do these tips because, you know what, these videos usually get pretty good views, and on top of that, these are things that people really need to have hammered into their brain, and guess what, like, I give you guys these tips, but, like, sometimes I'm a sucker and I end up buying things. Still to this day, 12 years later since my first Steam sale, I'm still doing pretty nonsensical things, but I'd like to think that I do them a lot less now. And there's been outright, like, Steam winter and summer sales that I've skipped, which is crazy. Like, just outright skipping those sales, which 10 years ago, 12 years ago, would have never thought that that would be the case. But, like, eventually, when you have, like, 1,000 games in your library, it's like, all right, bro, we gotta relax. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.